the school was built by my grandfather, and it cost $758 to build a school those years, that year.
What year was that?
I have no idea when they built the school.
Okay.
Like I said, there were sheds built around behind the school on the side for the members to put their horses in. They come to church or wherever they go. Their horses were sheltered. I had all my report cards except one. I suppose maybe somebody has them now. I don't know, but I have them all. My first teacher was Teacher Muller, and I had him 1 or 2 years. And after that was Teacher Arndt, and Teacher Arndt was just trying to teach and go to pastoral school, and that year was a waste of time because he couldn't keep people, the kids, quiet, and it was a mess. One time, and he was always late coming to school. He walked to school from where he stayed, and he was always late. So one morning, one of the older members took us down behind the barn. We hid from him. He had to come down and get us. And another thing about Teacher Muller, whenever there was snow on the ground, he would stand away from the door, and we would have snowballs, and we could throw snowballs to see if we could hit him. I know we always, at Christmas time, had a program, a Christmas Eve service at church. And later on, after Art left, we had Teacher Nickel. And when there was a funeral during a church year or a school year, we had to go up in the balcony and sit there and be quiet while there was a funeral, which happened every once in a while. In 1921, I guess, that I finished school there. I went to school there all my life, walked to school.
How far did you have to walk?
Oh, probably a mile.
What were the bathrooms like?
Bathrooms were outside prairies. And we had a coal stove in the school. One of the older kids always had to take care of the school, get coal out of the coal house, bring it in. And the water, we had a pump right out front. That's where we got our drinking water and whatever else we needed.
How did you get your lunch?
We always carried our lunch.
What did your mom put in your lunch?
Honestly, I can't tell you. I don't remember. The sandwich, I guess.
What were the desks like?
We had, first, some of them was single desks and some of them were double desks. I sat at the desk with one of the other pupils, and I don't remember who it was, but there's two of us at one desk.
Mm-hmm. And you had the desk in front of you and the seat.
You're right.
And they were attached.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. What did you do at recess?
Played handy over the school or whatever we had wanted to do, I guess.
Can you explain what that was?
Handy over, just throw a ball over the school roof and catch it. And you catch it and you go run around trying to get someone that was on that side of the school.
What did you do in the winter outside?
Played in the snow, I guess.
Probably had snow.
Did you play fox and geese?
Yes.
Okay. Can you talk about that? What was that like?
I guess a big circle in the snow, and I just don't remember exactly how it went.
Tell about the end of the school year.
That was always Decoration Day. We had a dinner, and the teacher, Mr. Nickel, at that time, always had some kind of a program. Had a maypole, and or also drills walking around.
With a maypole, what,
That's ribbons on a pole, and you walk around, and the ribbons change. I just can't know how to explain it.
and the other one was a flag drill, right?
Yes, flag drills.
And Mr. Nickel taught you that?
Yes.
What happened when the kids didn't listen?
He stood in the corner. Mind he slapped one kid in the hands or in the butt. The kid came out and laughed, and he said, "Well, the teacher hit the ball. It was in my pocket."
Can you remember any other funny things that happened?
Well, Arthur Doerr, he always bring garlic to school. He'd smash it in school. It was a smell. And we, three or four of us, always would go down under the school to eat our lunch, and even as it was cold.
Under the school?
Yeah, there was
Under the school, yes.
it was like a crawl space.
A crawl space under there?
Pardon?
Was there a crawl space under the school?
Yeah, no, there's a little space right in after you go away, and that was all. It was very little. It wasn't made to go in.
Didn't they?
We made it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
made it. Tell us, were you part of that when they raised the bell tower? Were you part of that when the kids got to go up on the top of the church?
Yes, when they built the church, when they had a tower, a wooden tower to put things up in the top of the church. Before they tore the tower down, all the kids went on the lift, and we went up and stood on the tower. All but one kid, he would not go up.
How did you stay warm in the winter?
Old coal stove, freezing the back and roasting up by the stove.
Was it a pot-bellied stove, or what did it look like?
Big old stove, pot belly.
I had most of them be covered. And you know, we used there were hooks that we could hang our clothes on behind the stove.
Oh, okay.
When we went out for
Okay.
recess.
What happened when you got really wet in the winter? When you came back in, what could you do?
What's that?
When you were outside in the snow and you got your coat and stuff wet, what did you do when you came back in?
I guess we hung them up and let them dry.
Was there a spot?
There was hooks in school. That's where we put our clothes. There's a board around where we laid our dinner pails.
Okay, and tell me about, do you remember anything about the Christmas programs?
No, not particularly. All is for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I know one year, everyone who would have the right saying would get a pencil for a gift.
And if you didn't do
I
it?
never got one.
He's too bashful.
Do you think anything, can you think of any other things that people would like to know about the school? Do you remember who was in your class?
Pardon?
Do you remember who the pupils were in your class?
Only in the 8th grade. You want to know? There's Grace Deere, Helen Kegler, Pearl Doerr, and myself.
So there were just 4 of you.
Just 4 of us.
Mm-hmm.
He probably has no idea how many kids were in the school.
Did you have confirmation during school?
Yes. The pastor taught confirmation class before we went to school.
And who was your pastor?
Yes.
Who was the pastor?
Pastor Hoffius.
Think of anything else.
There was a pastor there, Pastor Andrew. He baptized me, but of course I don't remember him. I don't know just when he left or when.
Pastor Andrews. Did you have any chores at lunchtime?
No.
Did you ever have to sweep the floor?
Oh, that was sweep the floor,
Yep.
clean the blackboards.
Yep.
We had little things like that to do. Oh, on one kid, we throw paper wads on it up in the ceiling. That was during a time that Teacher Arndt was there, because when Teacher Dickel came, things changed.
So he disciplined.
Yeah.
How old were you when you started teaching Sunday school?
And I guess, right as soon as I finished school there, I went to teach Sunday school.
Okay.
And I taught ever since then, all different grades.
And how old are you now?
Well, they tell me I'll be 98 in December.
And you've seen a lot of things happening since you were a little boy.
A lot of things. Some things I don't want to remember.
And when you were drafted,
Yes,
you went to into the Army.
right. We got married and went over to Herb Irving. He was just the base. Had to sign the papers for service, and then we went on our honeymoon. I knew had to go.
And that was when there was a draft.
Right?
And you went overseas.
Yes, ma'am. England. 30 days after D-Day, I went across the channel.
And when did you come home? Do you remember?
August 3.5 years. I was home once during that time.
Wow.
So how long have you and Anna been married?
That's, I have to figure, 1942.
Okay.
So it's 70 years, something like that.
70. 72 years.
No, 73.
73?
73
Okay.
Where I went
School was
to
built.
school, I couldn't talk English. I couldn't understand English.
You only taught German. You only talked.
They dropped German and I lost it. Dankeschön.
Somebody liked school.
Did you like school?
I guess it didn't make it much difference. In high school, I walked to school too.
Where did you go to high school?
Winfield Township,
Okay.
Winfield High School.
And you walked?
Walked every day, snow, cold, or what.
And after high school, what did you do?
Oh, I had many different odd jobs all together.